G'day legends, and welcome to the heart of Australia. Crikey, what a place. Today we're going on an A to Z adventure through one of the most spiritually significant and downright gobsmacking landscapes on the planet, Uluru Kata Tjuta National Park. This isn't just a big rock in the desert, mates. This is a living, breathing cultural landscape that's so special it's got a dual World Heritage listing. One for its incredible natural beauty and another for its living culture, which is over 60,000 years old. Can you believe that? 60,000 years! This place is country for the Aṉangu people, the traditional owners who have looked after this land since the dream time. Their stories, their lore, their very spirit is etched into every rock, every grain of sand, and every single living creature you see here. It's a privilege to be here and to share their world with you. So grab your hat, slap on some sunscreen, and get ready for a journey that's going to take us deep into the geology, the wildlife, and the ancient wisdom of this absolute beauty. We're going to explore everything from the sacred stories of the Kunia and the Liru to the breathtaking domes of Kata Tjuta. We'll learn about Chukurpa, the foundation of Aṉangu life, and see how they work together with Parks Australia to protect this incredible place for all of us. This is more than just a tour. It's a deep dive into the soul of the Aussie outback. It's going to be a ripper. Let's get into it. Right then, let's start with the most important letter of all, A for Aṉangu. These are the traditional owners of this magnificent land, the people of the Pitjantjatjara and Yunkanitjatjara nations. Forget what you think you know from books or movies. This is a living, breathing culture. The Aṉangu connection to this place, to country, isn't just history. It's happening right now, this very second. It's a deep, spiritual bond that has been passed down through countless generations, and it's stronger than the rock itself. When you walk here, you're walking in their footsteps. They see more than just rock and sand. They see the stories of their creation ancestors, the evidence of their laws, and the home of their spirit. Every curve of Uluru, every gorge in Kata Tjuta is a chapter in their cultural storybook, a story that continues to be written today. They're not just living near the park, they are the park. Their soul is intertwined with this earth, and you can feel that energy with every step you take. What's absolutely fantastic is that the Aṉangu aren't just custodians in spirit, they are custodians in practice. In a historic move, they were given back the legal title to this land, and now they work in partnership with Parks Australia to manage this whole place. They have the majority on the board of management, which means their ancient wisdom, their Chukurpa, guides every decision made here. It's a beautiful example of two cultures coming together. This joint management ensures that the park is protected in a way that respects both its natural and cultural values. The Aṉangu rangers share their knowledge, their stories, and their passion with visitors like us, making a trip here so much more than just a sightseeing tour. It's a profound learning experience, a chance to connect with the world's oldest living culture. What an absolute privilege, you little beauty. All right, let's get our legs moving. B is for the base walk, and believe me, this is one of the best walks on the planet. We're talking about a 10-kilometre circuit right around the bottom of Uluru. Now, you might think, 10 Ks? That's a long way, Steve. But crikey, every single step is worth it. This isn't just a hike. It's like walking through a sacred gallery, a library of ancient stories written in stone. You get right up close and personal with this magnificent monolith. As you wander along the track, the sheer scale of Uluru is just mind-blowing. You see these massive, soaring walls of red rock, weathered by millions of years of wind and rain. You'll find secret little spots, hidden waterholes that are just teeming with life. Places like the Mutichulu waterhole are vital oases in this arid landscape. And for the Aṉangu, they are incredibly sacred sites, home to the spirit of Wanampi, the water serpent. You can feel the peace and the power in these places. But look closer. Get your eyes on the rock walls. All along the base walk, you'll discover ancient rock art shelters. These are the classrooms and canvases of the Aṉangu ancestors. You'll see paintings that are thousands of years old, telling stories of the Chukurpa, of hunts, of ceremonies, and of the law. It's like a direct message from the past, and it's our job to be respectful, to look with our eyes and not our hands, to preserve these precious records for the future. This walk connects you to the living story of this place. Each section of the rock has a different meaning, a different story linked to the mala, the rufous hare wallaby people, or the kunia, the sand python. You're not just walking around a rock, you're tracing the journeys of the creation ancestors. It gives you a whole new perspective. You stop seeing it as one big lump and start seeing the individual features, the story sites, the soul of Uluru. It's an absolute must-do. Before you go exploring anywhere else in this park, you have got to make a stop right here. C is for the cultural centre, and this place is the real heart and soul of the visitor experience. It's designed to look like two snakes, the Kunia and Liru, locked in their epic battle from the Chukopa. How cool is that? From the moment you walk in, you're stepping into the Aṉangu world. This isn't a stuffy old museum, it's a vibrant, living introduction to their culture. Inside, it's a treasure trove of knowledge. You can listen to Aṉangu themselves, through videos and displays as they explain Chukopa, their lore, their religion, and their moral guide for life. It's here that you begin to understand that this place is not a playground, but a sacred site that deserves the highest respect. They share what they can, the public stories, to help us visitors understand the deep significance of the land we're walking on. And the art. Oh, the art is just breathtaking. You've got the Maruku Arts Gallery, where you can watch artists at work creating beautiful punu, which are wood carvings and stunning dot paintings. Each piece tells a story, a little piece of the Chukopa. You can even buy art directly from the artists, which is a fantastic way to support the local community and take home a truly meaningful souvenir, not just some plastic trinket. It's authentic, it's beautiful, and it's powerful. This is also where you get all the practical info you need for your visit, from walk details to ranger-guided tour times. But more importantly, it's where you get your cultural bearings. Coming here first sets the tone for your entire journey. It opens your heart and your mind to what you're about to see. It's the perfect starting point for understanding that you are a guest in the Aṉangu home. It's all about respect, and it starts right here. Now, this is a truly important moment in Australian history. H is for the handback. On the 26th of October 1985, something incredible happened. After decades of struggle and negotiation, the traditional Aṉangu owners were officially given back the legal title to their land. The deeds for Uluru and Kata Tjuta National Park were handed back to them. Can you just imagine the emotion of that day? The joy, the tears, the feeling of justice finally being served. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. This wasn't just a symbolic gesture, mates. This was a profound act of recognition. It acknowledged that the Aṉangu people had never, ever given up their connection to or their responsibility for this country. It was a formal admission that this land was, is, and always will be theirs. That day, right at the base of Uluru, was a turning point for Indigenous land rights in Australia and a massive step forward in acknowledging the truth of our nation's history. But here's the beautiful part of the story. In an act of incredible generosity and partnership, the Aṉangu immediately leased the land back to the Australian government for 99 years, so that it could continue to be a national park for everyone to visit and enjoy. They didn't want to lock it up. They wanted to share it, but on their terms, in a way that respected their culture and their law. That very act created the foundation for what we see today, joint management. It meant that from that day forward, the Aṉangu would have a direct and powerful say in how their land is cared for. The handback wasn't an ending, it was a brand new beginning. It was the start of a partnership built on mutual respect, a model that shows how ancient wisdom and modern conservation can work together hand in hand. What a powerful story of resilience and reconciliation. Following on from the historic handback, we get to J for joint management. Now this is where the rubber really hits the road. This isn't just a vague idea, it's a concrete system that puts Aṉangu wisdom at the very heart of running the park. The whole place is governed by a board of management, and here's the crucial bit. The majority of the members on that board are Aṉangu. That means they have the final say on the policies and the direction of the park. This is so important because it means that Chukurpa, the traditional Aṉangu law, is the guiding principle for everything that happens here. Decisions about conservation, about tourism, about fire management, they're all made through the lens of this ancient holistic knowledge system. It's not just about scientific data. It's about a deep spiritual understanding of how every part of the ecosystem, the plants, the animals, the water, the rock, is interconnected. So you have the Aṉangu board members working side by side with representatives from Parks Australia. They bring their traditional knowledge, and Parks Australia brings their scientific expertise and resources. They learn from each other. For example, traditional patch burning techniques, which Aṉangu have used for thousands of years to manage the landscape and encourage biodiversity, are now a key part of the park's fire management strategy. It's the best of both worlds coming together. This partnership is a living, evolving thing. It takes hard work, communication, and a lot of respect from both sides. It ensures that when we visit, we're doing so in a way that's sustainable and, most importantly, respectful to the traditional owners and their culture. It's a model for the rest of the world, showing how Indigenous peoples can and should be empowered to manage their ancestral lands. It's a true success story. Crikey! If you thought Uluru was impressive, just wait till you get a load of this. K is for Kata Tjuta. Now, about 50 kilometers west of Uluru, the earth rises up again. But this time, it's not one single monolith. It's a collection of 36 massive ancient domes, all huddled together like a mob of giant stone beasts. The name Kata Tjuta means many heads in the local Pitjantjatjara language, and when you see it, you understand why. It's an absolutely awe-inspiring sight. These domes are made of a totally different type of rock to Uluru. It's a conglomerate, which is basically a whole bunch of different-sized pebbles and boulders all cemented together over millions of years. It gives the domes this lumpy, bumpy texture that's completely unique. Just like Uluru, these domes change colour throughout the day, glowing fiery red in the morning and evening sun. Finding a good spot to watch the sunrise or sunset over Kata Tjuta is an experience you will never, ever forget. For the Aṉangu, Kata Tjuta is an extremely important and sacred men's site. Many of the stories and ceremonies associated with this place are secret and are not shared with outsiders. So while we can visit and marvel at its beauty, we have to be incredibly respectful. We stick to the marked tracks and understand that we are in a place of deep cultural power and significance, a place that's reserved for men's law, the Chukurpa. But there are a couple of areas we are welcome to explore, and they are spectacular. You've got the Walpa Gorge Walk, which takes you right in between two of these colossal domes, following a natural creek bed. And then there's the big one, the Valley of the Winds. Both of these walks give you a sense of the sheer scale and the ancient, silent power of Kata Tjuta. It's a different energy to Uluru, but just as profound. What a place. Every feature on that magnificent rock tells a story, and one of the most important public stories is right here at the Mutitjulu waterhole. This story is about K for Kunya, the Woma python, and L for Liru, the venomous brown snake. This is a Chukurpa story, a creation story that explains the features of the land and teaches important lessons about law and consequences. It's a real-life drama, written in stone. The story goes that the Kunya woman came from the east to lay her eggs. You can see the tracks she made along the side of Uluru. At the same time, a war party of Liru men, the venomous snakes, travelled from the southwest and attacked Kunya's nephew. When Kunya heard the news of her nephew's death, she was filled with a terrible rage, a righteous anger. She slid down the rock face towards the Liru warriors. At the Mutitjulu waterhole, she confronted the Liru warrior who was responsible. He tried to taunt her, but Kunya's fury was immense. She used her wana, her digging stick, and struck him once, then twice. The second blow was fatal. The evidence of this epic battle is carved right into the rock for all to see. You can see the crack from Kunya's first strike on the wall of the waterhole, and a large fallen boulder marks the body of the fallen Liru warrior. This isn't just a fairy tale, mates. This is Chukurpa. It's a story that teaches Aṉangu about justice, responsibility, and the consequences of your actions. It explains the creation of the landscape and reinforces the social and moral code. When you stand at the Mutit Julu waterhole and a ranger shares this story, you're not just a tourist anymore. You're participating in a tradition that's tens of thousands of years old. It makes the rock come alive. Let's head around to the western side of Uluru now, for another powerful Chukurpa story. M is for Mala, which is the Pitjantjatjara word for the rufous hare wallaby. These are beautiful little creatures, but they are also important creation ancestors. The story of the Mala people is one of the most significant for Uluru, and it teaches important lessons about finishing your business and honoring your obligations. The story tells us that the Mala people were holding a big ceremony on top of Uluru. They had travelled all the way from the north to be here. During their ceremony, some men arrived from the west, from the Wintalika region. They invited the Mala to attend their ceremony, but the Mala men refused, explaining that their own ceremony was not yet finished and they had an obligation to complete it. This was a grave insult. In anger, the Wintalika men went away and created an evil creature, a huge devil dog called Kirpani. They sent Kirpani to attack the Mala ceremony. As Kirpani approached, two little bird women, the Lumaluma, who were sitting on a bush, saw him coming and gave a warning cry. But it was too late. Kirpani attacked the Mala people, killing many of them as they fled south. Their spirits became the stars of the Southern Cross. Just like the Kunia and Liru story, the evidence is all here in the rock. You can see the caves where the Mala men were preparing for their ceremony, the marks where Kirpani attacked, and even the face of the devil dog himself in the rock. The Mala Walk is a beautiful, accessible walk where rangers share this story. It's a reminder that Chukurpa is a living law, and that every promise, every obligation is taken seriously. It's absolutely fascinating. Tucked away in the embrace of Uluru's curving southern wall is a place of immense importance. M is for Mutitjulu. This isn't just a place name, it's a living, breathing Aṉangu community. This is home for many of the park's traditional owners. It's where families live, where kids go to school, and where culture is passed from one generation to the next, day in and day out. It's the beating heart of the Aṉangu presence here. Right next to the community is the Mutitjulu waterhole, which gives the community its name. This is one of the only permanent water sources in the entire park. For thousands of years, this reliable water has made it a vital place for people to gather, for shelter, and for life. You can imagine in this arid environment, a place with permanent water is like gold. It's a sanctuary for people, plants, and animals. As visitors, it's really important to remember that Mutitjulu is a private community. We can't just wander in. We have to show the same respect we'd show to anyone's home. The people of Mutitjulu have generously agreed to share their wider homeland, the park, with all of us. So respecting their privacy is the least we can do. We can admire the community from a distance and appreciate that this is a place where real life happens. The presence of the Mutitjulu community is a constant reminder that this is not a relic of the past. It's not an empty museum piece. Aṉangu culture is alive and thriving right here, right now, at the base of their most sacred site. Many of the rangers who share their stories with us live in this community. It's their home, and we are guests in their backyard. It's a powerful and humbling thought to carry with you as you explore. Get your cameras ready, because this spot is a bottler. T is for Talinguru Nyakunitjaku. In the local language, this means place to look from the sand dune, and that's exactly what it is. This is the main viewing area for watching the sunrise over Uluru and the sunset on Kata Tjuta. It's been designed to give you the most spectacular, panoramic views you can possibly imagine. It's just magic. What I love about this place is how well it's been thought out. It's not just a flat car park. There are several shelters and raised viewing platforms connected by walking tracks. This means you can spread out, find your own little spot, and really soak in the atmosphere without being on top of 1,000 other people. The main loop is fully accessible for wheelchairs and prams, so everyone can experience this incredible view. As you wander along the tracks, you'll find interpretive signs that share Aṉangu stories related to the view in front of you. They explain parts of the Chukurpa, the traditional land management practices like fire burning, and the importance of the plants and animals you might see. It turns the experience from just taking a pretty picture into a real learning opportunity. You start to understand what you're actually looking at from an Aṉangu perspective. And the main event, the sunrise. Crikey. You stand there in the cool pre-dawn darkness, and then as the sun starts to crack the horizon, it hits the rock. Uluru begins to glow, changing from deep purple to burnt orange to brilliant red, all in a matter of minutes. It feels like the whole desert is waking up. It's a spiritual experience, truly. It's one of those moments that will be burned into your memory forever. An absolute beauty. We've mentioned this word a lot, and it's the most important concept to understand when you're here. T is for Tjukurpa. Now, many people translate this as the dream time, but that's not quite right. The dream time sounds like it's in the past, like it's over. But Tjukurpa is not just in the past. It is in the past, the present, and the future, all at once. It is the foundation of Aṉangu life and culture. Tjukurpa is the law. It's the law that was laid down by the creation ancestors as they travelled across the land, creating all the features we see today. The rocks, the waterholes, the trees. These stories, like the ones about Kunya and Liru, or the Mala people, are not just myths. They are legal precedents, teaching people how to behave, their responsibilities to each other and to the land. It's a complete guide for life. Tjukurpa is also religion and philosophy. It explains where you come from, who you are, and where you are going. It connects every Aṉangu person to the land, to their ancestors, and to every living thing. It's a holistic worldview where everything is interconnected and has a purpose. It's a deep, spiritual understanding of the universe that has sustained the Aṉangu for over 60,000 years. And finally, Tjukurpa is about ecological management. The stories contain vital knowledge about the seasons, about where to find water and food, and how to look after the country, for example, through traditional burning. It's an incredibly sophisticated system of knowledge that has allowed people to thrive in this harsh desert environment for millennia. Understanding Tjukurpa is the key to understanding Uluru and Kata Tjuta. It's the soul of this place. Strap your boots on tight, folks, because we're heading into one of the most spectacular walks in the Aussie outback. V is for the Valley of the Winds. This is the signature hike at Kata Tjuta, and it's a real adventure. The full circuit is a 7.5-kilometre loop that takes you deep into the heart of the many heads, right in amongst those giant ancient domes. It's a moderately challenging walk, but crikey, the rewards are out of this world. The track winds its way down into a valley, through groves of wispy desert oaks, and then starts to climb up and over rocky creek beds. The name is no joke. The wind can really funnel through these gorges, which is beautiful and refreshing on a hot day. You feel so small as you walk between these colossal domes that soar hundreds of meters above you. The silence, broken only by the wind and the call of a bird, is just profound. There are two incredible lookouts along the way. The first is Karoo Lookout, which gives you a stunning view down into the valley. Many people just walk to here and back, and it's a fantastic walk in itself. But if you've got the energy and the water, I urge you to push on to the second lookout, Karingana. This one takes you to a narrow platform deep within the domes, with sheer rock walls on either side. It feels like you've stepped into another world. Remember, this is a very sacred place for Aṉangu men, so it's a privilege to be allowed to walk here. You must stay on the marked track at all times. This walk shows you a side of the desert you just can't see from the road. It's a landscape of epic scale, of ancient power, and of incredible rugged beauty. The Valley of the Winds will challenge you, and it will absolutely mesmerize you. What a ripper! So where do you stay when you come to visit this magnificent part of the world? Well, just outside the national park gates, you'll find Y for Ulara. This is the main resort town and service hub for the entire region. It was purpose-built in the 1980s to provide accommodation and facilities for visitors. And it was cleverly designed to move the tourism infrastructure out of the park itself, helping to protect Uluru's immediate environment. Ulara has everything you need to make your outback adventure comfortable. There's a whole range of accommodation, from campgrounds and budget rooms right up to 5-star luxury hotels. There's a supermarket, a post office, petrol stations, and a bunch of cafes and restaurants. It's a little oasis of convenience in the middle of the vast red desert, and it serves as the perfect base camp for all your explorations into the park. But Uluru is more than just a place to sleep and eat. It's a bustling hub of activity. This is where most of the tour companies are based, so you can book everything from camel rides and helicopter flights to guided cultural walks and astronomy tours. There are also free activities within the resort, like Indigenous art markets, garden walks, and talks about bush tucker and traditional tools. It's a really well-planned town. The buildings are low-set and painted in earthy colours to blend in with the landscape. From almost anywhere in Uluru, you can get a glimpse of Uluru rising in the distance, a constant reminder of why you're here. It's the gateway to your adventure, the place you start and end your days, buzzing with the excitement of travellers from all over the world who have come to see the heart of Australia. Well, there you have it, legends. From A to Y, a whirlwind journey through the heart and soul of Uluru and Kata Tjuta National Park. What an incredible place. It's a land of breathtaking beauty, where the sheer geological power of these ancient monoliths can make you feel so small, yet so connected to the planet. The changing colours, the vast desert landscapes, the secret waterholes. It's a natural wonder in every sense of the word. But as we've discovered, it is so much more than that. This is a place where culture is not just remembered, it is lived. It is the home of the Aṉangu and their law, the Chukurpa, which is written across every inch of this land. We've only scratched the surface of this deep and ancient knowledge. Visiting this place comes with a responsibility to be respectful, to listen more than you talk, and to learn from the world's oldest living culture. When you visit, come with an open heart and an open mind, ready to be a guest in their country, their home. So I hope this journey has inspired you. I hope it's made you want to come and see it for yourself, to feel the red sand between your toes and watch the sunrise paint Uluru in fire. There's an energy here, a spirit in the stone and a wisdom in the wind that no video can truly capture. You have to experience it. So come and listen to the stories, walk the ancient tracks, and let the spirit of Uluru and Kata Tjuta change you. Palya, and thanks for joining me on this incredible adventure.